but we want to create a new workflow. So you just need to click here, the create workflow. And after that, you exactly will be able to see that this is the plus icon will be presenting in front of us. So this plus icon is the one which will be helping for doing so many stuff now. So if I just click here, so you can see that what triggers this workflow, what operations we want to perform with this workflow. So our goal should be that we want to submit a form submission, and if I just click here, and you can see that on form submission, you can type here on form submission, or you can say that submission. Yes, so n8n form you can presenting here in front of us that generate the web forms n8n and pass their response to the workflow. So if I just click here, so this can say that this should be triggered from n8n form event. And if I just click here, so this will be asking and presenting a form structure in front of us, and you can see that we need to create our form now. And this will be asking about that, do you want to configure with authentication, like asking for the usernames and passwords. And if I am not interested, so I just need to keep this part as a none. And after that, I just need to specify the form title. I can say learning lead generation form, and the name of company you can specify anything. Let's say I just specify RTM, and any description of this form if you want to specify, so you can specify here that should be presented to the customer. I can say please fill the expected fields, right? And after that, while creating a form, if I just scroll down, and you will be able to see that there are different elements, and you just need to click here to add the form elements, and that will be asking you the name of the fields now. So I can say that the fields names can be let's say name, and you can specify the element type, like what exactly their data type should be, like they can be the date, the drop down values you would have a plan for creating, email field or hidden field. But our goal should be that we want to store the data in the text field now. So I just specify here the data type as the text, and the placeholder should be that you can specify entered the please enter email, right? Please enter email, sorry, name. And I want to keep this field as the required field now, right? That user should not empty this field, and form should not be submitted unless and until user must specify the name. And then I'm going to create another attribute, and here I can specify the last name, and again I can say please enter last name. And then I can say the required field, again this is the required field, and I am going to add another field, and this time I would like to say that email address, and this time I kept the field name as the email, and then I can say that please enter email. And after that, I just also want to keep this information as the required field. And once I done with all my expected fields, so you can see there are two buttons at the top which will be presenting as the execute step, which is showing here at the top in front of our form, and in the left side we can also see the execute step. So you can click either here or here. I can click here the execute step, and once I click here, now congratulations, your form is easily created within a few minutes now. And this is the first step which we performed. And if I just go back towards our slide, I have presented you that this is the trigger node we successfully created now. And our second step should be that whenever someone filling the information in our form, that should be integrated with our Excel sheet. So if I just keep this minimized, and my requirement should be, if I just enter any name, let's say Kale NT, and E means I just want to specify, for example, my own email, camp1.com, and after that, if I just click here the submit button, and now congratulations, our customer query response successfully done. And if I just close this one, now this is the area which is called as your output area. And if you're just seeing this area, there are three options. One is the schema, and that schema will be presenting the different attributes name. As you remember that I already explained you about the dynamic value and the static variable, and this is the first variable, this is the second variable, this is the third variable, and each variable has its own value. And this is the schema which will be basically integrating and sending this trigger information towards our upcoming node, and that will be our table view, how the data presenting in the output view in our table. And then this is the JSON format now. So this is the information, K, last name, email, and submitted node, and all the information is in front of us now. And you can also, if click here the pencil icon, you can change the value here, and once you save it here, that information should also be saved. Now if I just click here the cancel, I can go back to the canvas. Canvas is the one, this is the option which will be the stage, the main interface where we are creating the workflow. So here what we did now, we just created our trigger node. As you can see, trigger node is presenting the orange sign here, as you can see here now, and the workflow, if I just execute again, so what will happen, my form will be initiate again now, but I already have the data, I just don't want to do it now. And if I want to see already submitted form user value, if I just double click here, so my last information about the workflow will be presenting here now. If I just click here the stop ending, and if I just go back now, and here the second tab which is called as the execution, and the last request which we executed, their information should be presented here now. As you can see here at the bottom, this is the value which we submitted, Kale and D. And now we need to navigate towards the Google Sheet, and in the Google Sheet I just want to create a new Google Sheet, and I can specify the informations like the name, last name, and the email, and this is the what exactly we want to map. And I can specify this sheet name as the Udemy n8n leads form leads information, right? So what exactly we want to do now, we want that when someone filling the form and submitting on the save button, that information should be stored here now. So if I just go back towards my n8n and overview, oh sorry, I need to save it now. And this is my I just created now workflow, and this is the one I just created a form, and this time this is the plus icon is presented in front of you. If you just click here now, and you will be able to see that there are different options in front of us, and each options will be presenting that what application further you want to integrate. And this time I can say Google Sheets, and I click here, and what exactly the operations we want to trigger in this node. I can say that I want to append a row in our sheet now. So append a row or update a row. So my job will be at the moment append the row now. So if I just click here, so this form will be presenting in front of us. If I just click here, so the two options will be presenting. The first, I already linked with my Gmail account, that is the reason this already presented like this, but in your case you just need to go with the create a new credential. So once you click here, and that screen will be presenting in front of you, and in this screen there are three options If you have the auth 0 accounts, you can use this one. Or if you have a Gmail account, you can just click here in the sign in, and that will be asking you that credential successfully created. And n8n will be, you are allowing n8n to link with your Gmail account, and that will be remain secure. You no need to worry about this thing. Once you just link with your account, your Gmail account with your n8n, I already connected with my account, so I no need to perform that action. I just going to click here this cross icon, and also click here the cross icon, and close this one. So you can see that this is my account which I am using, the first one now. And now this is the most important option now. Resources will be asking you that you have the two options while creating your workflow. Number first is the document, second one is your sheet within the document. So what exactly my business requirement, that in this Excel sheet which I just created now, this is my sheet 1, and I want that my workflow should be using this Excel sheet, and the information must be stored in this sheet now. So that is the reason, if I just go back, let me do this thing here. I want that the sheet within the document, you need to select this option, and after that what operations you are expecting n8n, that whenever customer will be filling the form, so what action should be triggered now. So my business requirement, I don't want to create or delete. I want to append a new row in the sheet now. So if I just click here now, and now n8n will be presenting the further two options. First, that you need to select your sheet now. So I just, after linking your Gmail account, you can see automatically all my expected Excel sheets populated here now, and the top at the first which I just created now will be presented here. I just need to use this Udemy n8n leads information. So once you selected now, here you just need to select your expected leads. So for example, if you have a sheet 1 and if you add some more tabs, sheet 2, sheet 3, or defining the different names with respect to each sheet, so those information should be presented here now. And this is the sheet 1 name which is showing here. I just need to fill the information here now. So once I specify these informations, now you can see automatically name, last name and email. So these are the name, last name and email. You don't need to bother about this thing, and how nicely n8n integrating your all the Excel attributes here now. And now this is the time that we need to execute this step, but before executing we need to execute the previous node, because we need to map our existing form fields and their values in our Excel sheet now. So there is a button, you can see that execute previous node now, because this step, this node has the dependency for the previous step. So I just need to click here the previous node, and now the form is loading. I can specify here Rahul KTM, and then I can just specify the email .excel.com, and I just click here the submit button, and once I submit it now, you will be able to see that form is successfully added. And there is a one error that append row in a sheet, at least one value has to be added to send the information to save it. Now if I just click here, let me explain you cross icon. So this error is basically presented that we need to map these values in our Excel sheet attributes. So here, this is the real fun start now. I just need to drag and map with my expected field. So you can see that once I drag and drop, so the Rahul name is presented in my Excel sheet attribute, and will be physically we will see once we will map with all these attributes. You can also specify the custom message as well. I can say hi, and you can see that outcome, hi Rahul. Make sure that these curly braces should not be removed, and it should be remain as it is once you drag and drop. And then I can again drag the last name and move towards the Excel last name field, and I can say the last name will also be in front of us, and the last attribute will remain. We need to map with our email address now. So I can again drag the email address now. And once everything is set up, this is the time we need to execute this step. So if I just click here now, oh, congratulations. So we have seen that the node is executed successfully, and you can see the JSON format is presented and that value inserted in our Excel sheet. Now we need to investigate and verify that either these form values physically added in our Excel expected sheet or not. If I just open my Udemy Excel leads form sheet, so congratulations, as you are observing that my name, last name and email successfully presented and append a new row in this sheet now. So just imagine that all your customers lead information, you are archiving the leads, the data, customers contact information in your workflow. And if I just come here and if I go back to the canvas, so we have successfully executed our two nodes. One is the trigger node, which is initiating the workflow, and the second node we successfully created a new row in Excel sheet as per the input which we are receiving from the form. Now the